Okay, scholars, let's continue to learn about division with fractions. Okay, let's say that we have a cup of liquid, okay, Kool-Aid in this case. If we have a cup of liquid, but we want to portion our liquid into half cup portions, how many portions would we get? So really what we're doing here is taking the whole number 1 and we're dividing it up. We're dividing it by 1/2, right? And remember what we learned in our introduction, that dividing by a fraction is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. Is that fancy math word, right? So let's turn this into this division problem into a multiplication problem. And you can probably already see where this goes. And you could go to your kitchen with your parents' permission, right? And you could get a cup of rice or beans or flour if you're careful not to make a mess. And you could take a cup and you could take 2 half-cup measuring cups and prove this to yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and instafraction because I like to have a numerator and a denominator for both when I'm working with fractions, right? So 1 divided by 1 is still 1. I didn't change the number. I just changed its form so it's easier to work with. So this is the number that I'm dividing up, right? And I'm changing to multiplication. Dividing by this fraction is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. Okay, so I'm going to be multiplying instead by 2 over 1. And 1 times 2 is indeed 2. And 1 times 1 is 1. 2 divided by 1 is 2. And if I took that 1 cup that I had, I know it's kind of hard to see the measurements, but I had 1 cup of liquid here, and I put it into 2 different cups, right? Each of these, so I took the 1 cup and I divided it by half a cup, right? I divided it up into half a cup portions and I got 2 half cups of liquid. So 1 divided by a half is equal to 2. And this is how, if I forget, if I'm on a standardized test and I'm panicking and I'm like, oh my gosh, how do I divide by fractions? I write myself one of these simple little problems. That's how I prove it to myself. That's how I remind myself how to do it. Thank you, scholars.